Shoo! Oh, I've got too many tabs open. By which I mean more than one. Oh, it's got grit all over my desk. Great. Up and running. Oh, we're back. The Oscars are over. Oppenheimer won many more things than it should have, and Barbie won no things, which is also wrong. And Emma Stone won. I like Emma Stone, and Robert Downey Jr. won, which is fine. I was rooting for American Fiction for many of these categories, and I'm very disappointed that it did not win. The world will keep spinning regardless. Somehow life will go on. Disappointment aside. Oops. Oh, my laptop, y'all, is in such bad shape. One little plastic clip gave way on a hinge a couple of days ago. I don't even know why now. But every time I try to open the lid, it just falls apart. I'm hoping I might be able to get a new laptop through work. Is the hope. But if I can't get one of the easy ones through work, I should be able to order a new one through work, which is very exciting. But it does mean I need this to last a little longer.
Cursed to put my hands on everything.
Now, down into the depths. While the Oscars were going, I did clean up a little more of my inventory. I rearranged a couple of rings. I'm still missing several, like, ideal rings. But until those show up, I think I'm satisfied with what I have now. Some thieves'
That will
tools.
fit in my pack.
Oh, come on, you can get through. You can figure it out. Everyone else made it through. There you go. Pouch of ash? Pouch of ash? What a peculiar item. Pouch of ash. Let's see. Stage fright is an excellent power. Alexa, stop. That's my tea steep alarm. Using up the last of my Baldur breakfast tea. Loose leaf tea, which is one of my favorite teas that I've gotten. I've been getting a subscription through Tea Runners, I think is the company. I don't remember. But it's been very, very good. Gil, where you at?
I have the magic touch.
I think As much as I love stage fright, I think I'm going to go psionic backlash for this one now. And then I will go back with the next couple to tab for stage fright.
First in my heart.
Oh.
Greetings.
I didn't mean to talk to you, Lae'zel.
Open up.
Locked.
A couple turns should do it.
I don't think so. No such thing.
On my way.
Look at this. Running water, no trouble for Astarion. No trouble at all. Cannon pipes. So much easier. Hey, Zavadi, welcome back. Yeah, Gale's slurping him down. Gale Astarion, and Tav are all engaged, we'll say, in the tadpole powers. There's a couple in here that I love. Psionic Backlash. Stage Fright is great. Luck of the Far Realms and Favorable Beginnings are key powers in my playstyle. Charm is okay. I leaned into Charm my first couple of times, and it's okay. But it's annoying to always be saying no. Because there's only very specific enemies that I want this on. So I haven't worried as much about it. These are okay. Repulsor, I don't find them as useful. And honestly, many of these, to take a full action of them is pretty expensive for the power they give. So having it for Tav be a bonus action makes it much easier to use them. But I do love Psionic Backlash. I think these two, the Ability Drain and Psionic Backlash, are my favorites in the stage fright's a close fifth. I'm a little worried about the wisdom check on the way, but we'll cross that running water bridge when we come to it. When the wearer deals spell damage while illuminated by a light source, they also inflict radiating orb upon the target. Shadowheart deals damage, but I don't know if I want to... She's constantly illuminated by a light source. I don't know if I want to... ditch either of these. The Ring of Salving is a little less critical now. 2 extra hit points. It's not as good as it used to be. But she also doesn't do that much damage. I really use her just to heal. If she's doing damage on her turn, that's usually a problem. Aside from Spirit Guardians. It's pretty tasty, isn't it? Ugh. It's so fun. You know, you gotta create a Tav who's able to deal with it. But fun. The whole party fly is very convenient. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Deals spell damage. Would Spirit Guardians count as spell damage? Let's try it. We'll see if it makes a difference. And if not, I'll put her current ring back on her. Hey, question, what's wrong with you? I've never had anyone eat the astral tadpole. I thought about it with my Dark Urge. And then I didn't. And then I very much thought about it with Astarion, but he feels so... Oops. I wasn't actually ready to begin this fight. I wasn't paying attention.
Mainlocks. These buggers thrive in the dark.
Yes, they do.
Let's light them up.
Okay, let's go up here. They thrive in the dark.
Just out of view.
Light them up, huh? 63. Fear aura. But Astarion feels so strongly about his body not getting warped that I felt wrong asking him to eat it, even when I was in control of him. I also ascended him on that run and didn't like that either, but it was an interesting run and has pretty much sworn me off any other Origin playthroughs for the short term. Yeah, let's go ahead and do this. Until they settle where they're gonna settle, and then we'll throw some light. Ooh.
This calls for careful footwork.
I did play through the tadpole scene with the Dark Urge because there's 2 breakup dialogues you can have with Astarion. One is where you've eaten the tadpole and you try to break up with him because you're transforming into something awful, and he's, you know, he assures you that he doesn't care what you look like and he loves you anyway, but he sounds like really choked up about it. And I was like, oh, I'm like, this is genuinely affecting. I'm kind of, oh, I'm affected by this. And then he also has a dialogue for the Dark Urge specifically, where you can say that you know what you are now, like once you figured out that you're a ball spawn, and you think you should break up because you're worried about harming him. And he similarly refuses to break up with you there. He tells you that he doesn't fear you and you're stronger together. I was like, oh, both of these are so nice. Like, these are lovely conversations. I still prefer Tab to Dark Urge. And yeah, the fact that no NPCs acknowledge your presence is a little frustrating. Again, just that slow decline of reactivity into Act 3. Okay. Harlak. Rage. Immune to fear. What's your AC? 16? You can probably get away. Good hit. Good hit. I think that'll do. In our little group, we've had, I don't know, I think 7 or 8 completed run-throughs of the game across 5 or 6 people. And only one so far has consumed the astral tadpole. But they did have a really good time doing it. Every screenshot was of their character just flying. Flying around the map. I was like, God, that's very funny. Alright. Lizelle? Are you afraid? You are. 65%. Let's do a precision attack. 85%. Right. At the start of a round, you can reduce the weapon's additional attack bonus by 1 to increase your armor class and saving throws by 1. I don't think I need that for this one. I think I need to hit more. That's a new pop-up to me. I'm gonna have to remember that matters. Oh, she missed. That's alright. Just leave you there. Tav has saved against Meanlock Fear. Tread that needle. Good hit. This is better when you can make more than one attack a round, which Tavish cannot do.
If everyone else minds their business, I'll be fine.
Ah, this time you move. Get over here. Will? I didn't think about this. Let's try right back at this. I hardly ever remember to use this on you. There you go. And then just stand there. How, you shove. Shove. Ooh, well, it was successful. It just didn't go anywhere. The Emperor being infuriated that you've eaten it and now cannot share with your companions is very funny. Where are my Hearthblade bombs? There's one. Isn't it? Yeah, let's throw it here. Haha! Now you have a minus or something. I forget. Mark you up there. Claws. Hellish rebuke. Wahahaha. Oh, a growl. Ooh. Ooh. How intimidating. Please, I'll know. What is that fighter ability that lets you choose to succeed on saving throws? I feel like it starts with an I. Indomitable. When does she get Indomitable? Is that a level 8 thing? Can't move. Rats. Can't have disadvantage. Must have advantage. Can't have disadvantage. Well, but I don't want to. 48. Maybe I can hit this one. I do 11 points of damage? Cannot. Well, I'll stand here then, I suppose. Will is also paralyzed. But Karlach, immune to fear, will once again save the day. Basil's still paralyzed. But that's okay!
Got it.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, don't you- A turn for Lae'zel. Really? I don't- okay. Well... Alright, you tried. Saved! Excellent. Let's disengage. Let's go over here. And hide.
I don't need
And
any attention
backstab.
right now.
53 damage! You beautiful beast. A 10 on 2d6, and then a 30 on 8d6. 30 out of 48. That's above half. Shadow Thief. Plus 6, 2d4 piercing from Shadow Thief. I don't remember what that is. Shadow Thief. This thing! It's the thing from the Mastiffs! Already! It comes into damage! And because it was a crit, the damage was doubled! It's beautiful! Lightly or heavily obscured creatures. Was this creature lightly or heavily obscured? Or made of shadow? It's a bay. Doesn't look like it's made of shadow. Don't think it's lightly or heavily obscured. I won't complain, but I don't know how to replicate it. God, that's great. Uh-oh. Will. Tough it out, buddy. Stay strong. Being able to make enemies prone on demand is pretty great.
1, 2.
Pretty great. Will is immobile because he is afraid. 63. 22. Hit him. That's good. Way to go, Lae'zel. Beat him up. Pretty good hits, Lae'zel. Do it again. Let's hit. Ooh. That makes me sad. That makes me feel sadness.
Swift as my feet can carry me.
Swift as my booted feet. Haha! Oh, Will. That frightened is an issue. I think you can hit. I think you can do it. Way to go, Will! Proud of you.
Another round.
That fight's gone worse. We've had worse fights. I'll take it. As, variably quality as the Oscars were this year, I have I'm Just Ken stuck in my head. Oh, this is for Astarion. I finally must get away with this haste helm. While obscured, the number you need to roll a critical hit is reduced by 1. I got him at some point in the last game. I think I had him critting on a 15. It probably would be more ideal for Tav, but she must wear this until the end of the game. It's her hat. I'll miss your momentum, though. It was so good. I wish I could see the number he could crit on right now.
Time to press ahead.
Oh, you don't have to sneak anymore.
Very well.
No more whispering. Halfred's note.
It's a Lunite shrine, hidden away.
Perhaps they had no choice but to hide.
Shadowheart. Hidden amidst columns detailing the income and expenditure of a tavern is an aside written in tiny, urgent handwriting. I have concealed the sacred relics of our revered goddess in the darkest corner of this place. Morfred, my loyal brother, seeks to forge a network of allies to stand against the oppressive reign of Ketheric Thorm. Sadly, fear has gripped the hearts of many, turning them away from our cause. I cannot truly blame them, for trepidation fills my soul as well, but I must put aside my own fears and reunite with Morfred in the bowels of the Masons' Guild. Together we shall preserve what we can of the Moon Maiden's light, and hope the banners of the faithful soon rise against that treacherous dog, Thorm. Shadowheart. I will say, one thing that I thought this game did really well is at the beginning, you can, when Shadowheart first reveals her Sharan worship to you, I think it's fair to say that a lot of people playing this game are not going to have any idea who Shar is. And so, you have the opportunity to be appalled and frightened by what she says she is. Selûnite Prayer Book. Threads of silver. Dearest Selûne, our fair maiden, weave our hearts with threads of silver. Guide us with light of the moon, and quench us with the purest of tears. Shadows taunt us, hear our prayer. Shadows stalk us, hear our prayer. Shadows wound us, hear our prayer. Selûne, thou with radiant loom, mend our hearts with threads of silver. Heal us with drops of morning dew, and soothes our souls with softest starglow. And it's not really until Act 2 that you kind of realize exactly why Sharan worship is so disdained and why Shar is so feared. I think they do a really good job of showing the player, rather than telling them, that Sharan's nasty. With the way they worship their goddess, pretty violent, pretty unpleasant. And let the player come to their own conclusions of whether or not to support Shadowheart in this Sharan worship by the end of Act 2. It's a nice arc. Okay, nothing in there.
Defender
Help
of
us
the
out, Will.
people.
Thank you.
What now?
Potato. A spider web. Astarion, for the first time of this game, please use Firebolt. Thank you.
No one stopped me yet. No traps, please.
What's that?
I also just realized I haven't had Scratch out in a while. Let's get him back out here. Oop. There's a line in the Gauntlet of Shar,
How much further can I go?
where it talks about her being, you know, take what you can. Like, you taking things shows other people what it means to experience loss and be guided by shadows and always hide your face and never be seen. And I was like, huh, maybe Tav is into a little bit of Shar here. And then the very next one was like, revel in blood, revel in death, revel in pain. And I was like, oh no. No, that's not gonna work. Not for her.
Let's see.
Perimeter's clear, Mom. Good. We'll leave soon. And we don't want any surprises.
I can hear you, Jaheira.
Yes,
There's
Mom.
gaps in the floor. Okay. No, I need to do this little stretch. Oops. I don't actually want to talk to
The
you.
flaming fist. I felt it.
That's what they always say.
Something wrong. But betrayal. A surprise.
Yes, again, because Tavish keeps a god for every prayer, the idea that there's untapped potential, a goddess she's ignored, someone who might be able to offer a little more power and shadow. How dare she ignore a goddess of, you know, the vast pantheon of those she's prayed to over the course of her life. And then you get to Malice Thorm talking about his version of Sharan worship, and she was like, maybe that's alright. Maybe that's a good thing. Turn back at once. Up ahead, the shadow curse hangs thick, its dark tendrils curling, stuffing out all light and life. Even those with oil-smeared torches are not safe. Turn back now. Good scratch out. I don't know. A Shadowheart romance character. Well, I mean, the ideal is a cleric of Selûne, right? Or a paladin of Selûne, maybe? I don't really know how to play paladins. I was watching Jade play her paladin a little bit, Ellerwin, and the limited spell slots I really struggle with. But I think a follower of Soluna would be interesting. I'd like to see the dialogue that they've planned out in that arc. Other than that, I haven't really thought much about it. I'd like to think... I don't really have any interest in small races. I know some people love playing gnomes and halflings and such, and... A book of prayers to Kalimvor, Judge of the Dead. Someone has annotated it with the following. These are a little saccharine in places, but one or two have genuine merit as something more than religious doggerel, something that actually evokes the complicated feelings of loss and hope for the departed, their well-being, their eternal preservation in some paradise. So it'd probably be a tall race. I've played half-orcs before. They're alright. I wouldn't want to play another human.
Can't keep me out.
My Dark Urge was a full elf. It was a high elf. So I think I'd like to do something different. Penumbral armor. How does this do for you, Astarion?
Watch your back.
The other one's better. +3 to stealth checks. Drops his AC to 16. I think the padded armor's better for him. Well, Will, what about you? +3 to stealth checks. Or advantage on saving throws. I'm surprised that the stealth check bonus is valued so much more than saving throw advantage. I guess I'm just gonna send this to... well... I think I'm just gonna sell it. I do like the penumbral armor, but I just don't think it provides me enough advantage for how I've got this set. If you do a smite and it misses, it doesn't use up a spell slot. That's pretty appealing. I got a little bit of exposure to paladins through Minthara on my last run, and I was kind of catching the hang of it by the end.
What's this now?
Oh, I will.
Looking ahead.
It might be nice to play a cleric who's not a life cleric. Because that's what I've always played Shadowheart as. Wrecks the quiet life with her parents unless you go squid. Yeah. That was honestly the biggest reason that I ascended Astarion, was because I romanced Karlach on that run, and it didn't occur to me until halfway through the game that because of where the Astarion sun-burning scene happens on the docks, if you're not there, at least at the time I was playing it, Karlach would just burn up. Now, I did see that some people suggested that, you know, I think with either patch 6 or one of the last hotfixes to patch 5, that if you're not there, that Karlach goes with Will to Avernus anyway, although you don't see the scene. But it seems that the epilogue doesn't acknowledge it quite properly, even though they walk out of the portal together, that they don't talk about each other at all. Like Will and Karlach don't talk about each other at all in their dialogue. But I also, when I was getting all the achievements, I at one point played through Karlach burning up, and I just hated it. I hated it so much. I hated seeing her die, even if it was just briefly to get an achievement. And I was like, surely I watched Astarion Ascend. I already watched it once when I was putting together my little Astarion compilation video. I can watch it again for this. It'll surely be alright. No, I hated that too. But I didn't want to watch Karlach die more. So, I ascended Astarion, saved Karlach because of the Doc's order, and it was just... ugh. I felt like I was fighting against the constraints of the game. How do I get down here? I'll just click there. Just let them figure it out. So I think it'll be an origin character. Sorry, I think it won't be an origin character for Missing Shadowheart. I think it'll be an original character. Whoa! Is that a level? A level noise? Ooh, we're close to level 8. That's great. Sail into the west. And I will diminish and become Galadriel. Remain Galadriel. It feels redundant to romance her with another half-elf. I don't know, maybe a tiefling? Tieflings are pretty cute in this game. A lot of people play tieflings. I like the ties to the refugees. Maybe a tiefling. A tiefling cleric of Selûne. How did that happen? I don't know. Oh, I didn't even think about a Gith. Now that's an interesting idea. We did have one of our group members did play a Gith who romanced Lae'zel and sailed off on the dragon with her at the end. Now that's an interesting idea. How the heck does a Gith become a follower of Selûne? Hey, Corilla.
Tread carefully.
Yeah, right.
You are still necessary.
And she's gone.
What's that smell? Sulfur? Bizarre.
Corilla. You're not very subtle.
See that symbol on the ground? This was a mason's
How would
guild.
you know that, Tav?
They were clearly artists. You can tell because it's a mess in here.
You make me laugh, Astarion. You just do. Half-elves are good, but she's a half-elf.
Let this be a warning. Those who defy Shah's will shall suffer darkness without her blessing.
Oh, it's this bug. Gotta give it a good 30 seconds to clear before you can click on the next one. I think this happens in the gravesite, too. I know there's stuff on these roofs. Getting up there is difficult. This place is a mess. Look at all these broken cobblestones. Shar, you really did a number on this, Oh, this is... Oh... I like this. A mason's guild, carving it out of stone. And their little work stools. That's a clever idea. Never noticed that before.
Cursed to put my hands on everything.
Let this be a warning. Those who defy Shah's will shall suffer darkness without her blessing.
That sounds bad. One half-elf, two half-elves. They'll have the same lifespan. Frivolity
Might be worth a look.
gave me a glimmer of hope today. I took precious time away from research into the platinum scale to help a gnome. Her guinea pig was trapped in bramble and briar, and the gnome wanted something to toughen her skin. I helped her, and the gnome kissed my raw, scaleless hand and left in good cheer. Recipe for 1 elixir of bark skin, salts of gnarled tree bark, suspension of either mud mephit wing or laculite, combine and shake. That should do it. When in doubt with alchemy, help a desperate guinea pig. Pluck him from the thorny sprig, then serve him up his tea. My success with barkskin has led me down an avenue of experimentation that could cloak my aching body in scales of hard, shining platinum. Writing is harder with my left hand. The right one, the one the gnome kissed, is seized in a claw of agony. Generally, my pain is abominable, but for the first time in a while I have it. I do. Hope. A small note was added to this edition of the text. It simply reads, I saved my guinea pig. That's pretty cute. Now, Will, what did you perceive? me squinting at the characters. What did you perceive? Odd-looking
A
bones?
pile of crushed bones of varying shapes, sizes, and creatures. Here lies the Grand Mason, his bones and lies exposed.
I still am not entirely sure what the implication is there. Except that the Grand Mason was like a bunch of guinea pigs in a trench coat? Is that what we're going with? Nope, Infernal Iron. Oh, bet you can get there. Uh-oh, fell through the roof.
What to do?
Well, now I'm here. I am lost. Where am I? Oh, I know where I am. Okay. Ornate wooden hatch. I guess I can go ahead and do this. There's a whole lot of rotten food in these barrels.
That's curious.
I wonder why. Oh, I don't... Do I have the tower key? Yes, I do. Note from the Mason. Congratulations on finding this place, thief. How did he know? But your journey ends here. I'm gonna take your note. That's how much of a thief I am. Oh, I didn't actually want those drags. Alright, perceive this trap. This is one of the more
That's curious.
vile traps. If you miss it, if you set it off. But instead, it's nothing but gold. And a little potion. If you set it off, iron gratings come out of the floor on both sides and trap you in there. And I think one of the walls opens up and it starts gouting flame at you. Oh, this fight. I need Shadowheart in this fight.
I'm ready. Whatever it takes.
Shadowheart and Gale.
Assume nothing.
And not Lae'zel or Will. 1, 2... I'm actually gonna take Karlach out and bring Astarion in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oop.
This way.
This way.
All's well that ends not as bad as it could have.
I can keep going a little longer now.
Yeah, you can. Brought to the Shadowfell, which is a reflection of the world you're in, and a dark reflection too, rife with wickedness and twisted echoes and despair. By the Raven Queen, the Shadarkai are elves. Not elves as you might find along the Sword Coast, but elves that reflect their home with their physiology and attitude. On the whole, they are cruel, nasty-minded people who are nonetheless singularly devoted to their queen and her domain of power. That domain is life and death, and in their unwavering fealty to their mistress, the Shadarkai perform the thankless duty of ferrying the memories of the dead for her to admire, in a kind of memory-based menagerie. I think the Shadarkai are really cool. Cultures of Luskan. This cultural analysis spends a good number of pages on Luskan, tucked like a gold filling, or some would say a pus-filled abscess, at the mouth of the river Mirar. Luskan is a city of merchant princesses, swarthy bandit princes, and the most diverse cutthroat and fractured cabal of pirates on Toril. Torn into factions, these piratical groups are known as ships. Here the book details each faction with a frankly dizzying attention to detail. The one point of interest is that the ship Kurth faction are in fact controlled by a secret mercenary company of drow.
Moving ahead.
And once again Shadowheart's down at the bottom of the initiative, despite her bow, which gives her a bonus to initiative. I'm going to haste myself. And then I'm going to step back and hide and shoot.
Out of mind.
I can't help but notice that once again I have the wrong weapon out.
Don't want to draw any attention.
Astarion,
Guessing.
I would like you to do something similar. Go ahead and take this guy out. An excellent hit, and a level up for everyone else. Haha, you've been spotted.
What's the plan?
Shadowheart. In the middle, if you please. A daylight. Right there. Hide in that, chumps. And that's that. And then come stand over here.
Dice roll in my favor.
Gale. Oh, I'll take blinded, actually. Not close enough, that's right.
Unleash me.
How about a Scorching Ray? That was pretty mediocre. That's alright. Just stand there. Stand at the light. Oh, I forgot that they extinguished light sources. Rotten little wraiths. Waste of a perfectly good spell.
At the ready. Can't risk being in open view.
Curses. How about an arrow of fire? Oh, what a great question. Let's see. What gift could a character give your Tav to win approval? A la Dragon Age Origins or Shadowheart and the Night Orchid. It's very cheap to say an enormous stack of gold. Tav, I think, as much as she hoards material things, I think that her fear is to die right now. It's to die alone, to die unmourned, to die forgotten. And so I think she would place a lot of value on experiences, on people spending time with her. All of those things reinforce bonds, reinforce friendships, you know, help her realize that, you know, she's not going to be forgotten, that she's going to be remembered. So I think she would want more to travel, to how about a really high level guiding bolt? How about a miss, Shadowheart? How about just a big chumpy miss? So things where you're just physically together, doing like dates, like trips to see plays, that kind of thing. I think she would treasure. If it has to be something physical, I think the value of the item would matter much less than
I don't need
the item being sentimental. So what sentimental things? You know, it's funny, my first thought was... And I don't even know if he would do it, but Astarion giving her, like, a little vignette of himself. I think she would treasure something like that. something that would tell her that it's important to him that, like, she think of him. I think little sentimental things like that she would treasure. God, these shadows are annoying. I do think she would like fancy things which could be useful. Like a really nice lockpicking set. I think she would love that kind of thing. A 2! I should have gone for the other one.
Can't give up.
Spirit Guardians. My mistake to not have it up already. I do think she would also really like romantic gifts, but I think that she would have no idea how to deal with them initially. I was talking with Paran about her Desdemona, who's trying to romance Will, because the character is a tremendous romantic and wants to be courted. Like, she wants to experience that romantic love. And she was saying, like, one of the reasons that Desdemona turned down Astarion, who did proposition her at the party, was that Astarion made no effort to court her. You know, didn't bring her flowers, didn't bring her little trinkets of affection. And I was thinking, how would Tab do if he brought her a trinket of affection? I think she would be very uncomfortable and embarrassed at first. But I think it's something that she would like to get. Oh no, he doesn't have much strength to drain. You can't take that. I'm out of anything for Gale to do here. Until he's got someone to target. I guess just stand over here and exist.
I'm ready. Heading there.
Come on, where'd that guy go? Aha! I found you! But Astarion also, I think, likes getting gifts. So I think that he would, I think his appreciation of them would help her understand why someone would like to get the same kind— oh, it's not what I meant to do. The same kind of thing from her. Okay, let me not be completely an idiot here. Too late. I've done this all wrong. Take the hit. Miss! Haha! Hide?
Breathe quiet.
No.
Move with care.
Well, everything I did there was wrong. That's fine. Just shoot.
Let's have some fun. Ready?
Any gifts that show her that the person's going to stick around.
Since this one hid for days.
That's the kind
as
of
the
thing she would
sounds
like.
of battle got closer and closer to town. He didn't even care who won, so long as it ended.
Moonrise diagram. A carefully drawn diagram of Moonrise Towers. A circle of red ink draws your attention as though something has been stashed in the tower's prison dungeon.
I'm
Someone's
so
marked a
tired.
spot at the base of Moonrise
How do people do
Towers.
this all day?
Worth a look.
Oh,
What's
there goes
that?
my haste. Logbook. Something. This hefty book is labeled 1371 and stamped with an elegant stag against a dark green background. 6 Uktar sent 2 druids. Ah, this I have read.
Something good here, I hope.
I do think that Tab is sentimental
Going.
in that she keeps things that are important to her. Which is part of the reason I have generally stayed away from carry weight mods for her, because I like the idea that she's having to choose what she can carry and what she can't. Oh, there's another Encyclopedia of Eels. There you go. There's another one. And because her parents died young, And then her aunt sold most of the belongings of worth that her parents had.
Wish I had a
She
bag.
doesn't have very much from them that she treasures. Pretty much anything worth anything was sold away. Mason's letter. Halfred, you're probably surprised that I'm writing, though no more surprised than me. You warned me of Thorm's malice, yet I took up hammer and trowel to build that cursed tower. You warned me of coming war, yet I built the prison that would contain his foes. You warned me I did not listen. It is my deepest regret, and I must atone. I know more about the tower's construction than anyone, and possess innumerable tools and supplies besides. Gather your allies at last light, and let us devise a plan to infiltrate Moonrise. Ketheric plans for war. He expects to face halberds and staves in the light of day. We will end him with a dagger to the back before he can so much as raise a blade. I don't expect you to forgive me, but I hope that you'll try. Your brother Morford, who I believe is the same Mason that we will meet later in Raphael's dungeon. How quickly things change. The Thorms are Selûnite through and through, or so I believed. Perhaps Ketheric only converted for Melodia, and with her death, and then his daughters, his faith died too. But to turn to Shar, it beggars belief. Ketheric's justiciars are growing greater in number, and more determined to rout out any traces of Selûne in Rythwin. Why do they think this town was built? One cannot rip out the foundations of a building and expect it to remain standing. Brother and I remain the last two bastions of Our Lady of Silver in the town. A few, the trusting few, come to worship in secret by moonlit nights. Others, converts all. Whether they truly believe, I cannot say. Impossible, isn't it? Sick of standing idle while justiciars gain power in our humble town. What will become of us if we allow it? I met a man who was no man, touched by a devil, or maybe worse, but he offered me something I couldn't refuse. Help. Raphael. That time is now. Ketheric's justiciars, their stronghold in the temple below, they will be wiped out, all of them. I didn't ask how, I just want them gone. Let the Harpers have it. Ketheric now, they'll make short work of him. Uh-oh. Thank you. Thank you, Lae'zel. Ooh, 21.
Come on, open up.
The Helmet of Arcane Acuity. Whenever you deal damage with a weapon attack, you gain Arcane Acuity for 2 turns. A +1 bonus to attack rolls and difficulty class. Dex +1. I think that's better for Will than what he's got on. Hello, Turtle. I am back. But I'm still honestly not doing that much with weapon attacks for him. That's right. We'll sell it. Now, level 8. Beats. For some people. Okay. I think I'm going to take an ASI to get the dex to 20 would be ideal. Savage Attacker is very good for her, but I don't think I want that as much as I want this bump. And it'll give her more hit points, which is very nice. Is there anything else that gives me just like a +1 to dex? I took Defensive Duelist last time, and it really didn't help me as much, so I'm not going to go into that, I don't think. Magic Initiate. I took Lucky for her the first time I played, and I don't think that fits her very well. She's not lucky. I'm gonna go with the ASI. Now, Astarion. I've realized I've got a conundrum here, because he needs dual wielder. Even though I got that Yuan-Ti scale mill for him. I think I'd better take dual wielding. Yeah, you're very right. And I'll save the... I'll save the heavy armor, or the medium armor feat for... I think he gets another feat at level 10. I think it's 4, 8, 10, 12. I'm gonna do that. Karlak. Tavern Brawler. She gets ASI. Gale. I've got a Scroll of Wall of Fire. I think I've got a Scroll of Odalukes. I don't think I've got an Evard's. I don't think I have a Fire Shield. But I think I'm more likely to get a Fire Shield than Banishment. Okay, feats for Gale. His int is at 19. He probably needs to get up to 20. That's the only odd stat he has, so an ASI is less useful or less ideal. Could do Resilient. That would put him at 20. Eventually, I'm going to put him into dual wielding. He's going to be carrying 2 staves. And getting the bonuses of both, which will be great. Alert is also really good in this game. I think I'm gonna go with Resilient, and I'll respec if I need to. Lizelle? She's got Sentinel. I think I'm gonna give her Savage Attacker. God, she's so close to strength 20. She looks pretty dumb with that loot on her back. I need to make sure that that's invisible. She doesn't need jump bonuses because she's a Gith. She can do that to herself. I could bump her wisdom to 12. Along with her strength. I think I'm going to do Savage Attacker. Oops. Oh, everybody's weapons are whatever. Alright, Warcaster for Shadowheart. I need to get her wisdom up, but... I might respec her and drop her charisma. So that I can bump her wisdom. Heavily armored. 4 and 8. No, I need these feats on her. We'll get some extra bonuses when we get to the Mirror of Loss. Way down the road. But, Dimension Door. Cloud of Daggers can go away. Yeah. And in comes... What do I want to bring in? Honestly, let's bring in Blight. Let's get some DPS in here. Charisma. God, how did I end up with all these, like, singly odd stats? Well... I guess I'll just do an ASI and bump Charisma and... a single point to Constitution. I might respec him again later.
No time to rest.
Okay. Gale has room for one more spell. Actually, what can you learn? Wall of Fire. Let's slap Phantasmal Killer back on there. Try that one again. Shadowheart. I think we're good there. Okay.
Should mind my step.
Mind your step. God, that would have really bumped his AC though. And I actually don't have a great weapon for him to wield yet. But his AC is 18. Okay, his AC is 18 right now. So 13 from armor, 14 from dex. So he's got a base 17. He's getting a +4 from his dex. This would be a base 15 +4 from his dex. That would put his AC at 19. And he'd still be using the same weapons that he has now. I'll leave it. I'll leave it like it is for now. Also can't help but notice that I'm encumbered once again. I've also just realized I meant to spec Will into medium armor. Everything I did in that level was contrary to intended. Ooh. This looks like a fake wall, but you sure can't walk through it. Ah, you know what? I'm gonna respec. I'm gonna put Astarion into medium armor for right now. And if I get a great sword for him, then I'll back him back.
Very well.
I'm gonna respec Will too, and get him medium armor also.
Can't sleep, so I might as well hammer. Need anything? I'll be here.
What now?
Where's Withers? You are.
Fine.
I shall be here in my cap as
Okay, rogue. Confirm. Okay. Subclass. Assassin. ASI. He does not need deception and persuasion. How about perception and acrobatics? If Astarion is talking, something has gone awry. Feet. Moderately armored. Ooh, that's doubly ideal. Oh, that's gonna put him up to an AC of 20! I forgot that lets you go up on those. Wonderful. Now, armor thyself. And let's go ahead and dye this.
Let's hope for gold.
I think I got some sinful red on bone white, and we'll see how that looks. That's pretty good. I can dig that. Got two more, I think. Arranging these windows. I like it. Oh, that's very red. I think I like the brown better. Yeah, that's a little less shouty. Alright. So that put him an AC of... Oh, 21! That's even higher! Oh! Treading Twilight. Excellent. He just got really hard to hit. Love that for him. Will, let me go ahead and respec you also. Gotta walk all the way over to Withers at the farthest possible side of the camp. I do like that they finally removed the puddle in front of Gale, so he's no longer sitting there with wet feet. Good for him.
thou walkest alone.
Uh-oh.
On all these harsh nights, thou hast sought no company.
Will getting called out by Withers. My love life is none of your business, skeleton.
Love is no domain of mine, but it is often cited as the purpose of mortal life. Wherefore turnst thou from it?
What the heck would Will say? Will, who declined to offer to dance with anyone, getting called out, or failing to get a partner. I can't think about myself. I've got a war to stop.
And thus thou art alone.
Well, Withers, now that you're done chastising me for my choices, can I please
Fate, dost thou require,
change my class?
as thou did.
Oh, this means I do have to go through all his spells again. I'm never gonna use Blade Ward. Let's do... How about Bone Chill? Subclass, the Fiend. Spells. Hellish Rebuke. I've been using Armor of Agathis, so I'll keep that. Nah. You can keep your int, Will. Shut up and take my gold. You're so right. Persuasion. How about some history, Will? How about some proficiency in history? You care about things that have happened in the past. Spells. I don't want any of these. I'm going to spec out of it as soon as I can. Bonus action hex is not bad. Alright, let me get this right the first time. Agonizing Blast and Repelling Blast. Level 2 spells. Misty Step. Pact Boon. Pact of the Blade. Cantrips. Let's just have a minor illusion just in case. I think invisibility, replace spells. I'll keep these. Feet. I'll do an ASI for the first one. Spells, level 3, Hunger of Dar. One with shadows. Fireball. Oh, counterspell. Let's do that. Spells, fireball. That's what I want. And wall of fire. I don't think I'm gonna use Hex, honestly. Let me get Dimension Door in here. Okay, Blight, Feet. Moderately armored. Dex. Strength. Alright, Will. You've been carrying around these boots for 100 years. There you go.
Can't give up now.
Yep. Add to wares. Send to Karlak. This can all go in the little book. Along with this. This can go to Gip. Alright, how are we looking? 23, 21, 16, 12, 18, 20, and 16. Not bad. I've also realized that Will is still using a non-magical crossbow. We'll get that fixed, Will. we'll get you something else eventually. How in the world is Will still using a non-magical crossbow? Raithwin Town. Back into the Masons Guild. Oh, this music is so ominous. Ladder. It seems like a fairly narrow passage for boats to go down, but I guess they could. Smaller ships, anyway. Oops. That trunk right on end.
What's hiding here?
That's all done. Let's take the elevator.
I'll give it a shot.
Come on. This time I won't fall through the floor. Oh, well, apparently I will. Just happily fall right through the flippin' floor.
Never a dull moment.
Thank you, Astarion, for coming down to spee in the floor with me. Why is that floor so porous? I don't think it's a crime to want to explore the roof. Stop dropping me through it. What if I just jump everywhere? I don't step on anything. There we go. Oh, I don't actually want that bone. Sheesh. I don't have a strong preference for which sibling to do first. I guess we can work our way north-south.
Dark justiciars who fell long ago in service of Shah and Ketheric Thorm.
Corpse roses.
Here lies the best smith in Raithwin. Our swords will never slice as true. Here rests Callista Freeclaw, legendary brawler. Died in his sleep, to the surprise of many.
It's the way to go. Resistance to cold. I still like the armor you have on, Gale. I will keep it on you.
That's curious.
Oop. Graveyard Diary. The moment is nigh, war has been brewing, and now it overflows. When Ketheric turned us towards Shar, I followed him in appearance, if not in heart. This is my home, and I would not be removed from it, no matter what. I watched at a distance as the darkness grew here, as Ketheric's grief brought him farther and farther from life itself. As he gathered his army, I prayed for his defeat. As the harpers march upon our little village, our little beautiful village, I can only hope Ketheric will be felled at last, and Rythwin can begin to heal from this nightmare. Man, Mezzo has a great story about how Fane Death saved her once in the, Ethel fight.
Here lies Gertrude the Monsoon Rafferty. She came and went like a natural disaster.
There's the one. Fond caress. Bonded by love, wife's diary. In the 5th year of our union, we faced the biggest hurdle yet. My parents became quite ill, and we became their caretakers. It was a dark and difficult time, filled with emergencies of every possible type. Gone were the easeful days in which our time was our own. Our days were filled with work, each other, and little else. During our darkest moments, I wondered if we'd survive it. But the bond of love we had was resilient. It could bend and bend and bend, but would not break, no matter the pressure.
Here lies a nameless foundling. May he know peace at last.
Come on, Tombstone.
Here lies Macias, taken before his time. Here lies Immolata Cole. The music of the moon played on her heartstrings.
Oh, I can hear her, Bella.
Where are you?
A solid 60 seconds before you click on the next one for some of these.
In memory of Eberk Trollbleeder, his tall tales shall be greatly missed. Here rots Treston Brumwilt, philanderer and wicked excuse for a husband. May the crows use this marker as a privy.
Ooh, Treston. Guess you got what was coming to you.
In memory of Reuven Corley, who lived stoically and died without complaint. Here lies Sister Kevin. A more devoted mendicant never lived. Here lies Bronny
Mendicant
Clara,
as in someone who's
blacksmith
mendacious?
of renown. May he make iron sing in the afterlife. In memory of Kayla Bellsworth, thrice married, thrice widowed, always smiling.
Nothing up here.
Here lies faithful Jamie, the love of all our lives.
Oh. Okay, Arabella.
Seems like a good moment to talk.
I see you.
Hey!
I'm coming.
I know you. You're... Twist 'em up.
Ooh.
Hey, that's Arabella. Kid from the Druid's Grove. That snake woman nearly did her in.
Cogga.
Looks like she's learned a thing or two.
What are you doing out here by yourself,
Sorry.
kid?
It knocks the wind right out of me.
What are you doing out here? It's not safe.
I was looking for Mum and Pops. When Zevlor... When he... Well... There was an ambush. Mum yelled, "Run!" So we ran. I could hear him running behind me. Till I couldn't. Still can't find him. But I bet you can. You'll help me, I just know it.
You're so right. That's a powerful spell. Where did you learn to do that?
That druid idol I took? It changed me. I can do all sorts of stuff now, not just the vines. I think real hard and say some loud words and then it happens. Mostly.
Gale going, no, I don't think that's how it works. I'll find your parents. You can count on me.
Thanks, miss. I knew you'd help me again. The vines won't last forever. I don't suppose I can stay with you.
Tavish has
Just
very
till you
strong
find
feelings
Mum and
about
Pops. I won't be any trouble, I swear
kids
it.
losing their parents. Of course, you can stay in my camp.
Oh, thanks.
Ooh, double approval
You're
from
the
Shadowheart and
best.
Karlach.
So you send Mum and Pops there. I'll be waiting, hero lady.
How are we doing on approval? Just high for Astarion. 97 for Karlach, 100 for Gale, Lae'zel 95, Shadowheart 87, Will 100. Every cleric, sorcerer, and bard at earshot. Yes, huh? Yes, huh? Oh, I'm going the wrong way. I'll just leave these shadows here, huh?
Behold the mortal remains of Marvi Bullows, town crier, died loudly.
As is apropos.
Here lies Thomasin Feverbreaker, midwife and wise woman.
I like to read the graves. It's a lot easier, but I don't have to wait for the whole invisible timer to reset before I can read the next one.
Behold the glorious remains of Draven Mistbrook, poet, epicure, romantic, and medium. He should have lived to be 1,000.
That's the kind of gravestone I want.
In memory of Warwick Marsh, dearly missed by both of his wives.
Mm-hmm.
In memory of Largo Crivens, taken along with his family on the same grim night. May their deaths be avenged. Here lies Brunt Hallow, man of few words.
Understandable.
In memory of Brent Crivens, taken along with his family on the same grim night. May their deaths be avenged.
Read more formula over here. A moldering coffin.
In memory of Brent
Oh no,
Crivens,
I clicked on the same
taken
one.
along with his family on the same grim night. May their deaths be avenged. Here rests Pat,
Yeah, I knew there was a
loyal
dog
dog
in
of
here.
the Crivens family, taken along with his master. Good boy.
Oh. Pat, I can't even pet Scratch while we're out here. But he's got the pixie blessing and the blessing of Selûne, as befits a good boy.
Here lies Largo Crivens the Younger, taken along with his family on the same grim night. May their deaths be avenged.
One more. One more in this little group. Come on. Be read. Be readable.
Here rests Darla Crivens, taken along with her family on the same grim night. May their deaths be avenged. Here rests Violet Goldhammer, beloved singer. May her voice live on in our memories.
Nearby, or a temple.
I don't see the dark justiciars you're talking. Ooh, there's grapes in here. Crate of fruit. There's purple grapes in here that aren't rotted.
Dedicated to Hugo Hobbs, cobbler. Hobbs the Cobbs to his friends.
Hobbs the Cobbs.
Here rests Eric Crivens, sole inheritor of the Crivens family. May the gods forgive him.
A dangerous thing to put on a tombstone. There's something up here. Where is it? Please don't fall through. Oh, we're in the library already. Fine. Take that key. Oh man, I don't know if I don't know if Tavish and Astarion ever have kids, but I did just have a very vivid mental image of Tav jingling her little key ring for a baby. Look at these. These are toys for babies. You don't need these. Yeah, exactly. Iron and lead. This I have read. By leveling up, the merchants should now have the next level of scrolls available. Which is very exciting. Teaching Yenna how to stab people more effectively. Oh, but Yenna is so sweet. I do think that they would try to teach her how to defend herself, but I think that she would be sad. Pick up the pig's head. Comfort again. Alright. Karlach, it is time for Tab to have a very serious conversation with you about what it means to hold on to her gold for her. She's really, 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 really trusting you with this. Don't sell it. Don't lose it. Don't drop it. It's a big gesture of trust, even though it doesn't look like it. Ah, that's where it is. How do I get out to you? Carefully is how I get out to you.
Might be useful.
A book of poetry. A book of handwritten poems, the ink almost completely faded but for a few enduring words. I hold my breath for the sun to fall, for in the hot collapse of day I'm brought to you. While Rythwin sleeps, the world entire is ours. The grass our bed, the dew our silver candles, the moon and stars our private canopy, and you the brightest of them all, my light, my heart, my world. I would watch the stars with you to the end of time, but night forever arches into day, and the sleepy nothing of the sunlit hours will mutter on. So instead I shall find eternity in a moment, and by the glance of moonbeams in your eyes will I be brought to rest, as rest should be, enduring still, longing for naught but itself. Put that in Tav's book of stuff she keeps around. Starion's been pretty disdainful of poetry, but she's a little touched by that. Please look up replaced by Orin, tried to pin it on Yenna. After Orin left, Yenna said she would stab Orin with her paring knife if she came back. Oh man, I've had, let's see. In my first one, it was Lae'zel in the sewers. And then, in my second run, it was Halsin in the sewers. And then my third one was Lae'zel in camp. And then in my fourth run, I forgot, and it was Yenna, which meant that Grub died, which was very awful. I think in this run I'm gonna do Lae'zel in camp, because then at least she'll sell you soup. No. Third one was not Lae'zel in camp. Third one was Halsin in camp. Which was actually quite disturbing because I'd never seen that version of Halsin before. And I had forgotten exactly how that works. And so he's so bitter and unhappy and, you know, he's not thrilled with Baldur's Gate anyway. And I was like, oh my goodness, is he actually
lost in
threatening to leave? And then he turned into Orin and I was a little embarrassed for myself, but...
Shouldn't have wished to live in more interesting times.
Button. Button? On one of my last runs, this button got stuck on the wall above, and then when I lifted the panel, the button also went up, and so the button was, like, high in the ceiling. I couldn't go up or down anymore. Urgent request for supplies. To Chief Chirurgeon, Harborside Hospital, Baldur's Gate. From Sister Anna Lidwin, Darkcloak, Rythwin House of Healing. Urgent. Dear Sir or Madam, we have reached dire times in Rythwin. War has come. Do you not teach that it is our duty to mend all who break, comfort all who hail, without regard for the gods they worship or the champions they heed? Yet our surgeon Malus Thorm abides by his own creed. The will of Shar, he might say, and I dare not argue with him or any Thorm. He allows supplies to dwindle, leaves some patients' injuries to fester so he may study, and commands me to nurse only doctors to seers that seek treatment. I beg you, sir or madam, please deliver us aid so I might close every tear, and cleanse every wound, even those of harpers and Selûnites. We will humbly accept all you can offer, potions, herbs, sutures, even clerics. Help us to heal with gratitude, Anna Lidwin. Staff betting pool.
Seems simple enough.
House of Healing staff pool rules. Foreign body must be lodged in redacted cavity. Once a guess is made, it may not be made again. Minimum bet 1 GP. Round 1 bets. Pool 11 GP. Lidwin, chicken egg. Cinda, wine bottle. Huna, carrot. Vanessa, candlestick. Winner. Anya, ogre's finger. Round 2 bets. Pool 15 GP. Lidwin, live rat. Winner and yuck. Cinda, children's doll. Huna, pearl necklace. Gian, maybe. Marbles. Vanessa, potato. Anya, minotaur horn. Anya going for some real esoteric parts of monsters here. Round 3 bets. Pool 17 GP. Cinda, quill. Hana, cremation urn. Ew. Gian, flute. Vanessa, whipping cane. Anya, troll's tooth. Anya, you're weird. You got some weird choices there. Sell that. I'm not even gonna pick those up. Alright, Chimera and Locke. Sister Lidwin.
Don't call the doctor yet. I've got potions.
Well, she's the one who wrote the note.
Switches.
I've never put that together before.
I can do this. Oh, you're a patient. This is the children's ward. Triage is back that way.
They're little whispers.
Is that Arabella's father she's tending? Our little idol thief has some terrible luck.
Such sympathy, Astarion. Why are you treating a dead body?
Not dead. Merely medicated. To ease the pain.
I see now. They're sleeping peacefully. I think your work here is already done.
Yes. Yes. I knew these hands would not fail me.
Ooh, look at these twitchy fingers.
The patient is sure to recover.
Now that that's sorted, might I purchase some supplies?
Not much left now, but you're welcome to look.
I hate the way she whispers. Ooh, Karabasan's poison. I'm glad we're finally getting into that. I'll take a potion of speed. Ooh, and supreme heal or superior healing. That's great. Good enough.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got to tend to my patient.
Right, my headphones feel like she's whispering right in my ear.
The corpse regards you lifelessly.
How did you die?
Surgeon. Sisters.
Why were you in this place?
Zevlor. Betrayed. Ran. Shelter.
Where is Zevlor now?
The corpse remains silent. It does not know.
Where are you from?
Eldurel.
Remind me, who are you?
Look. Husband to Chimera. Father to Arabella.
The spell's power wanes. You can ask no more questions. The corpse doesn't.
Is that blood? No, never mind. Swift as my feet can carry me.
Healer's Ledger. The Rythwin House of Healing's inventory of various poultices, tonics, and potions supplies appear to have dwindled dramatically in its final days, and upon the book's front cover is scrawled a message in black ink: Justiciars only, no exceptions. Get to Baldur's Gate. An old map in a druidic style of what appears to be hidden routes out of the Emerald Enclave. The destination is marked as Baldur's Gate, and a note is attached. I think I've read this, actually. Ooh, a bunch of children's toys. He plays the violin.
Let's see what this does.
Potions of sleep I never remember to use. Surgeon's Memorandum. To all Rythwin House of Healing medical personnel from Malice Thorm, head surgeon, it has come to my attention that our so-called caregivers are wasting precious anesthetic resources on the elderly and mortally wounded. Nurse Lidwin informs me this practice eases the suffering of the feeble and guides them to Our Lady's final embrace. Never have I heard such abject nonsense. Anesthetic is a tool to relieve my ears of my subject's screams as I apply the blade, not a mercy to be freely dispersed to living corpses. So as saith Shar, only in the infirm's suffering may we forget our own. The next to ignore this missive will feel my scalpel without sedative. I will simply have to endure the shrieks. Ick. This is it, Shadowheart? This is what you're delighted to adhere to? I'm thinking it's kind of weird. I never did really catch hold of my dirge, but one thing she did do was she carried around a music box and used it to kind of soothe herself when she was feeling murderous. This exhaustive log lists each and every patient to have sought healing in Rythwin along with their ailments. The minor injuries and common diseases of the early pages give way to critical wounds and deep lacerations, the repercussions of battle. Several unbound scrolls have been slit among the final pages, demanding that healers turn away wounded harpers and saloonites and reserve their tonics for wounded dark justiciars on the orders of General Ketheric.
Watch your back.
I wonder if you can still talk to her as a Stargan. I did enjoy this conversation.
Here to see the doctor? Are we poorly? Are we desperately poorly? Or not so well? But well enough to wait. Join the line, and you will be seen.
My dear lady, look at my complexion. I am at death's door.
As pale as a ghost. You must see the doctor immediately. Down to the theater. Be swift. Be saved.
There's about 8 different versions for Dark Urge too, which is pretty funny.
Don't want to draw any attention.
I can't see with a tooltip.
Carefully now. Bet I can crack that open.
I bet I can too. Alright, what have you got in your pocket? A key. I'll take a Karabasan's gift. I'll take a key. On potions and elixirs. Today I snapped at a good friend of mine in the elf song. I'm embarrassed about it now, not then. This prickly mood had come over me because for the first time in ages I was thinking hard about my condition. Ideas for elixirs came to me. It would have to be a very powerful elixir since they usually only last until the drinker sleeps. Potions are much more limited in their application, not lasting as long. Though you can combine potions for simultaneous effects, whereas the digestive system can only handle one elixir at a time. Lack of scales is giving me trouble. When doesn't it? Haha. Wake up sometimes with the wet pink imprint of my body on the white sheets like a crime scene. Annotated in the margin, someone has made the following note. Elixirs only one at a time and last until you take a long rest. Potions can benefit from multiple potion effects at the same time, but don't last as long as elixirs. Miyanaka! Hello! Good to see you. Patient's registry. Have read. Now own.
What path lies before me?
Alright, little skeleton. Regard, true love's embrace. Bonded by love, husband's diary. Entry 47. We're being attacked. My brave, beautiful Miranda volunteered to fight. She says it's her duty as a cleric of Shar. I can't bear the thought of anything happening to her, but I know she'll be angry if I said anything. I'll pray to her lady to keep her safe. Our lady to keep her safe. Entry 48. Miranda woke me in full armor, a smile on her face. She got down on one knee and proposed, a beautiful obsidian ring in her hand. Of course, I said yes. As a cleric, she was able to marry us then and there, blessing the rings as she slipped them on our fingers. I'm terrified for her, but I'm also so happy. I knew she loved me. I knew it. Entry 49. Miranda faced down an entire troop of harpers, killing every last one. She didn't have a scratch on her. Blessed be the Lady of Loss. I tried to prepare a celebratory meal for her, but I had a dizzy spell. Blood poured from my nose, and Miranda found me passed out on the floor. She told me to rest and not bother to go to the House of Healing, that it was likely the stress. She's right, but I'm still scared. Entry 50. I know Miranda said not to, but I went to the House of Healing. Blood leaks from my nose and ears, and there's strange wounds all over my body. The nurse kept asking about my ring, and when I told her myself and Miranda just got married, she looked at me strangely. When I asked her what was wrong, she sent me home telling me not to come back. There are black spots in my vision, and I can't feel my legs. What's wrong with me? What's happening? How romantic. Okay. Now, I have decided that as part of their we'll call it courtship. They initially steal the rings from each other to get the protective benefit. Basically, who's getting the buff? And later, it flips, and they begin stealing the rings in order to protect the other. That's what happens narratively. Mechanically, I can't be fussed. So, mechanically, I think we're just gonna buff Astarion. I think that makes more sense. He needs a little bit more of an AC boost.
Hello.
Tab's already pretty hard to hit right now. So we can't go like so.
Out of sight, out of mind.
Then oh, let's leave before she
Best be on my way.
notices theft. Okay. There we go. Get over here. Alright. AC 21.
Trust no one. Over here.
We're getting there.
What now? Moving in.
Uh-oh. She's coming. She's coming. She's mad.
Someone's been rifling through the wrong pockets.
She's making a hideous noise.
You sense now would be a good time to clarify if that someone is you.
Who is she accusing?
You have a convincing air of innocence about you. That's enough for now. Thief's been picking pockets near here. This would be a good moment to explain yourself.
I have no use for someone else's small change. You disturbing monstrosity of a creature.
You've been given the benefit of the doubt this time, but something tells you next time you won't be so lucky.
Next time. There won't be a next time. Is that everything in here? Oh, I haven't done this leftward door. Let me do that first.
Time to press
Oh,
ahead.
I don't want to do this. I don't want to. That's why I haven't gotten in here. Now, I do believe that if I go in the back... have I read these tombstones?
Here lies Becklin Ironlaw. May the gods usher him to his reward.
I don't know if I have.
Here lies Alden Quiggs, fishmonger, survived by his 9 cats.
That's a lot of cats. I've lost Tab. There she is.
Here lies Sion Greencloak. She loved the forest. May she find it once again. Here lies the captain. Of what we never knew. Here lies Becklin
Oh, I've already read
Ironlaw.
Becklin Ironlaw.
May the gods usher him to his reward. Here lies Alden Quiggs, fishmonger, survived by his 9 cats.
This is so sad. I just want to hear what all the tombstones say, but I can't remember which
In
ones
memory
I
of
read.
Eggery Chops, toy maker and patron of mischievous children all over. Dedicated to Rondell Peak, stonemason.
Rondell Peaks, what a
Never
name.
missed a day's work due to illness.
I actually don't know the locked
barring his
tomb.
last.
Oh, wait, is that... Oh no, I'm conflating Critical Role with things that I think are not Critical Role. I'm thinking of the Sunken Tomb. That's probably not what you're talking about.
Here rests Patrick Foundy, famed tailor and teetotaler. In memory of Tora Deeproot,
many a man's
dearly
back.
missed by her 14 children and
Necromantic
96 grandchildren.
Yes, this is a podcast, yeah? Like it had a bajillion episodes and someone died at some point and then they came back. I think Mezzo listened to this and she was telling me about it. That's why it was familiar.
There lies Yarrick Crumb, lifelong bachelor and patron of the arts. Here lies Peter Vries.
Nope. Oh
scholar
no.
and
Novels.
hermit.
Oh! Yes. This I have seen on Tumblr. I have seen references to Gideon the Ninth.
My tool will do the
And
trick.
sometimes I see fan art, and I'm very confused by the character designs, but they look cool. Every page of this medical text is crisp and unblemished, and every quill stroke precise. Sharan aphorisms and general philosophies accompany the explicit diagrams and surgical guidelines. Only with sacrifice is mastery gained, so has Our Lady said, and so I say to you, dearest reader. The darkness is infinite, but as a master's teachings are not. When his wisdom is exhausted and his pupils fully versed, there shall come a time for one final lesson. He will become the subject fully laid bare for his students to consult, examine, and dissect. The sisters shall one day know me, first in whole, last in part. Only then will they be masters. 1,000 years in the future and their god had a Tumblr account. Incredible. I don't do nearly enough poison damage for that to be of any benefit to me. Judge of the Damned. An excerpt from the book in which Ifigen Mochgros discusses the strange theistic history of mortals becoming gods. There have been many lords of death who cast judgment upon souls lost and found alike. Among them was Kelimvor, a hard man of harder convictions. As a mortal man, he was a mercenary with a paladin's stoic beliefs hidden under a crust of scowls and grumbles. As Lord of Death, he was forced to mellow both aspects of himself, for the impulses of a man and a god are not consummate. Mortals are allowed caprice, but immortality wears that stone smooth quickly, and Kelimvor chose cool prudence over cold malice. Neither of which make you a particularly, benevolent god. Therapeutics. An excerpt from Margaret Og's Therapeutics. Discussions with the Oniromancer yield nothing of merit so far. New incense and hallucinogens trigger nothing. Another fruitless day. Something's happened. The Oniromancer ingested something one of her own clients recommended. She refuses to divulge the name of the substance, but her dreams were scrawled on the nearby blank canvas as we'd intentioned. Here's what the painting shows. Depictions follow of weird lumbering shapes sailing over cities, metal windmills attached to their sides, and here oblongs fitted with wheels tearing locomotive across a track. And here, a mechanized person waving directly at the viewer. Ooh. Lots of layers and interesting characters. Yeah. This matches what I've heard. Now. Phallus. Uh-oh. Why is my save sometimes really hitching up my game? Get along, little doggy. Come on. Figure. Ooh.
Shah's blessings upon you.
Ooh. Okay. Here we go.
The objective of the Scalpel Sisters is to soothe. For the scalpel indeed is an extension.
So many cool ocular pieces throughout this game. Between the gift,
how the patient reacts
him.
when I but stroke the right nerve. Hear its comfort, hear the very melody.
Shadowheart, I don't know about this, man. Shadowheart, I feel like this is kind of goopy,
sister.
kind of
Show us
spooky.
the extent of your beneficence.
Kind of doubtful. Ooh.
Stop. Stay your hand, for it slaps where it should stroke. We can hardly hear the patient's sighs of solace. Perhaps it is our unexpected audience that makes you quiver. Come, step forward. You are no sister.
I hate his long legs and the fact that he's only wearing a shoe on one foot.
Welcome.
In my experience, torture is usually more pain and less proselytizing.
Behold, sisters, the very face of ignorance, one who mistakes tenderness for torture. Go on, acquaint the face of ignorance with the
elongated
true object
wrists.
of our studies.
Ooh.
Absence.
Absence. No
The cuffs,
other word
the
captures
lace.
the heart of Shah.
The gold trimmed embroidered edges. Yeah.
It is the scalpel-led journey that leads from pain to peace.
The fuck is this loon talking about?
Thank you, Garlic.
See? What is the light of eyes but the cancer that causes one to witness the laceration of being?
I
If
make a
light
living off
is
of
the symptom,
keeping people's eyes
then
seen well.
darkness is the cure.
So
For in light there is presence.
I have I think a
In
professional
darkness
objection
there is absence.
to your
In light is
liturgical
presence.
tenets,
In
we'll say.
darkness, absence.
You are well on your way, but one white
And that's even
orb
aside from the moral
disfigures
objections
you
of you
still.
being a total freak.
Let us finish the cure.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that it's such a good series, Lark. I've never seen a bad thing about it on Tumblr. I'd like to do this, just because I get so few rogue options in Acts 2 and 3, but not at the expense of the persuasion check. Cast your gaze over the blades of the sisters. He does comment on my loss of
The
eye.
sisters' blades are unkempt, rusted with blood. Even in your skilled hands, a clean cut would be difficult.
You're halfway there. What did he say? I was only half listening. You are well on your way, but one white orb disfigures you still. Yep. Your blades are in an atrocious condition. No way you'd make a clean cut with those. I'm curious to see what this leads to.
Their incisions are, as yet, still streaked with imprecision. That much I must concede. How to steady their hands, I wonder.
Practice. That's how I got good with a blade. They should spar each other.
Yes.
Ooh,
For
quadruple
are we
approval.
not all in need of a cure?
Starion, Lae'zel, Shadowheart,
The
and
scalpel
Karnak.
does not discriminate. Let each and every one of you partake in its soothing journey. Absent sisters, acquaint yourselves. It is a proud moment when one sees one's teachings so lovingly taken to heart.
Pride. That's what I feel watching this. Really pleased at how far
You
you've
are
come.
to be commended for their graduation.
Approbation.
Rewarded with the promised
Real positive
cure.
stuff, you know?
Come, I will acquaint you with the lady's dark-fingered embrace.
I would rather acquaint myself if you show me how. Please guide me. I don't think I need the advantage. Got 4 inspiration. Oh! So close. That was a 10. That'll do it.
Your diligence is exemplary. Very well. Your own scalpel you will be.
All I had to do was roll higher than a 1 on that
Observe,
guidance,
then
but
succeed me into the succor of Shah.
this is the worst eye thing in the game for me. I don't know why that gets me so bad. Like, Volo's thing does nothing for me. But that grosses me out really badly. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness gracious. An apple a day keeps the scalpel away. Ugh. I mean, it may be the glass. I don't know if it's the glass getting in the wound or if it's the blood coming out from under it, or the idea that, like, he did have a little meat behind, you know, left. Ugh, I don't know. This game is not shy on eye trauma. That is for sure. There are several notable eye trauma moments. Used his bloodied hands. All of these things make it worse. And I think also that it's so precise and deliberate. Like, Bolo's clearly an idiot. It's funny. And I think that does a lot to kind of offset the grossness of it for me, is that he's just such a buffoon. And it's such a buffoonly played scene. Like, the fact that you can choose from 4 dialogue options that are just like, blah, 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 blah. Like, that's funny. And this is just played straight and nasty. I think I've read this already. He's just so insane.
Always room for more.
I think I've gotten everything up here. Yeah, okay. Back down we go. Step on everyone's heads on the way. Up you go, down you go. Like, poison swamps me as I heard that he just loves making poison swamps. He's like, I know everyone hates poison swamps, but I love them, so I keep putting them in my games. Ick. I've played a lot of Valheim, and the swamp is probably my least favorite biome in that game. It's just so goopy and, like, so poisonous swampy. I don't like it. Wraithwind Necrology. The Soot-Stained Scroll is a list of the dead, specifically casualties of battle. It is dated 986 DR, about a half millennium ago, and signed by Malice Thorn. Titus Craft, Justiciar Decapitation. Lauden Eben, Justiciar Blood Loss. Unknown Selûnite, Arcane Burns. Unknown Smashed Skull. Morin Mar, Justiciar Split in Two. Unknown Druid, Crushed Windpipe. From these names follow hundreds of others of Final Index catalogs, objects plucked from various corpses, daggers, pins, and jewelry of all sorts. I still haven't told Halson about Art Prologue. Lunar Darklies. The scroll is filled with soothing, persuasive arguments encouraging the sick at heart to turn themselves from Sayanine. Sayanine Moonglow? Moonbow, rather? In the name of Sayanine Moonbow! How about Selûnite worship? The Moon Maiden, as the goddess is called, will whisper naught but lies, no problem solved, only a sense of fondness that is as cold as the lunar marina, sees empty of pale dust, and even that gradually fading for the worshipper. As an alternative, the scroll speaks of Shar, who whispers only truth. Her fondness is warm, unexpectedly so for a goddess of darkness, grief, and nihilism. But why should that be unexpected? The sick at heart will find only succor and blessings in the embrace of she who understands them best.
Anything of use?
He includes too many poison swamps. And he hopes players can sense that reflection when they're going through the new poison swamp he's adding. Man knows what he likes. He knows what he likes. If you don't want there to be a poison swamp in a game, don't bring him on there. You know he's gonna put one in. Read this. Does the table guy... the table guy does survive, yes, but he's not interactable and you can't save him, so I'm going to kill him out of mercy. You can't, protect him or help him in any way. This amulet is actually fantastic. I need to figure out what I'm gonna do with that. Battered loot. You also can't get the achievement for not undergoing surgery if you don't initiate proper combat. Which is very annoying. Just perfectly distressing. Unlock the restraints. Oh, wait, what? This is new. That's never happened before. Well, I can't imagine that he's going to get far, but, it's good to know that he's able to get away. Every other time I've played through this, in patches 1 through 5, you can't, there was no unlock the restraint options. And you could unlock them, either with a lockpick or with knock, and he would just lie there. He couldn't do anything about it, so he just took off. Somewhere into the shadows. I am going to long rest here, talk to Halsin, and then I guess go ahead and do... I haven't even gone north yet. I'll go ahead and talk to Halsin. Anything to say?
Greeting.
Nobody wants to talk. Shadowheart?
Already feeling better.
Anything to say?
Lady of Sorrows, guide us. Did you want something?
I want to talk about all that's happened to us.
Fine. What's on your mind?
Okay. This is probably my second favorite campsite in the game. I think it's very beautiful. That's worse than normal poison? Sheesh.
Yes, darling.
I never asked. Are you Cazador's only spawn, or are there others like you? I'll save this for my future reference. Fam.
Cazador sired 7 spawn. Me and my 6 brothers and sisters. He always insisted we were a family, even when he was carving scars into our flesh. I was one of his first. Some of the others came years later. He was a monster to us all, but did take special pleasure in my pain. He said my screams sounded sweetest.
A distinguished honor.
Now that I'm gone, I don't know. I pity the other 6.
I really love that conversation, because as much as Astarion puts on a front about the other spawn and how much he despises them, I don't think you can say that there's no genuine, if complicated, emotional ties there. Halsin, you're very far away.
You wish to speak?
It's a flaming fist at last light. The curse has left him insensible, but he's muttering about a boy called Thaniel.
He is? Then I must see him. Insensible or not, he knows something. I will go to see him at once. Join me when you can.
Oh, yeah. Poof. Poof. The man is gone. A very lore-rich poison and relevant to the story. Yeah. What was that poison in Morrowind? That, like, blood curse that you could get in... I think it was Morrowind. And you had to go, like, there's a whole DLC about curing this rot. Cured that thing the moment I could. I'll go through the DLC anyway. You don't have to coax me into it. Oh.
What a day.
This is what confuses me. Like, to me, the thing that I'm wearing should always be secondary to the thing that I'm highlighting. So, like, here, when I'm hovering over this one, the Amulet of Sylvanas, which is what the amulet I'm hovering over actually is the one on the right. Crimson Rot, that sounds right. Crimson Plague, sure. And so I'm always confused as to which one I actually have equipped. Like, the one that I'm highlighting, I think should be the one that is closest to my mouse, rather than being off to the side. Anyway, please fix it.
Still breathing, despite everything. Something special for you.
Oh, it's Scarlet Rot. I thought I heard something about Scarlet Rot. Daily buffs, daily buffs, daily buffs. Oh, and Will needs to rebind to his packed weapon because I changed up all his spells. I need to reorganize him. Let's put these two over here. Weapon, weapon, weapon. Range. Cantrips. Let's do buffs. AoE. Let's do this. AoE. AoE debuff. These are... Oh, I can hear him talking to Arabella. Doesn't matter, everything's cast at level 4. These are single target. This is a single target. This is an AoE. Let's do... that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Anyway, please bind to Falar Aluv. And then Gale, I added a couple. I don't want this guy's self on you. Stop taking it. Stop touching it. Greater Invis. Let's take Ice Storm. Okay. Shadowheart, I don't think I changed significantly. Oh, Divine Strike. Yes, good. I'm glad she's got Divine Strike. I'll pop that over there. Double check your spells, though. Daylight I won't need forever, just until we're out of the Shadowlands.
The pride of the gate.
I think that is all what I want.
Which way to the nearest library?
Arranged, organized.
Don't touch
I guess I can slap that down there.
Best get going.
Arabella, where are you? Where is Withers in this map?
These boots have
I
seen
hear
everything.
you. There you are.
You know, dead. I never met a skeleton before. Are you know, dead? Hey, you. I made it. Easy peasy. You find Mum and Pops?
There's no delicate way to say this. Your parents are dead. I found their corpses.
No. No. I don't believe you.
I'm so sorry, Arabella.
It isn't true. It isn't. Get away from me. Go.
Sorry, kiddo. Withers, do you have anything to say about this?
I have something to ask.
Oh wait, is he gonna tell me?
Thou hast now
wait.
a bosom companion.
Oh boy.
Take care that thou art not distracted.
This is not what I came to talk to you about, Withers.
Seeking the comforts of the flesh. He says the same thing to all of them. It was that obvious about me and Dastarian, huh? Recall that in time, all becomes dust and bone.
Thank you, you nosy
Fate
old man.
spins along as it should. Dost thou require a new ally?
I just wanted to see if you had something to say about Arabella, and I see that you don't. Alright, let me go back to Last Light. No, what? I'm not going to go back to Last Light. I'm going to keep exploring where I am. Because to walk back here is very tedious. How can he be nosy when he has no nose? That's a good question. He'd find a way.
What's in here?
I'll go north. I'll do the north fight with the Kuatoa.
The huntsman and huntress.
Would you ever want a statue of him?
It seems a rather vain notion to me, but I can't say I haven't thought about it. How about you?
I suppose it might be nice to be remembered, though I'd be less keen on having birds perching on my head forevermore.
Think of the, mess they'd make. Well, better your statue's head than your own.
Thank you, you weird people. Why do I hear voices? Oh! Am I ready for this conversation?
Hello, my sweet.
Can feed.
Darling, I thought you'd never ask. I'll see you tonight.
I think I'm ready for this conversation. I do like that you can hear him practicing his lines like the god dang nerd he is.
Our hero thought but of treasure ahead, did not consider the peace of the dead. Through the dark she went creeping, and awoke what was sleeping. A new grave they dug, which she herself fed.
Ooh, spooky.
Get him, Karlak. How long have you been standing around practicing that little recital?
Until it was perfect. I've grown quite fond of you,
You
know,
little nerd.
in my way. I thought it only fair to warn you about the dangers ahead.
Antisocial theater kid. So you expect me to turn and walk away?
Don't be absurd. It would be pointless of me to try to bar you from entering. But I can set the scene, as it were. Prepare you for your role.
Oh, fine. Paint me a picture.
There is a stage down in the dark upon which a great drama has suspended itself in time. Its actors dwell there still, mired in the languor of their long-tired scenes. If you, however, through the dark, go creeping and awake what is sleeping, chances are many more graves than yours alone will soon be fed.
Paint me a clearer picture than that.
Very well. There is a creature that lurks in silence and shadow. A creature who, like me, is very much of the infernal
Is it an Orthon
persuasion.
named Jurgir?
Should it make its way out through the very doors you are about to brazenly swing open, you'll have unleashed a pestilence upon this realm.
Oh, that doesn't sound like something I want to do.
In truth, it is carnage incarnate. So if you meet the devil of which I speak, kill it. Consider no other course of action.
You're still only telling me half of what you really know, I can tell.
This creature and I go back a long way. I admit it would be in my best interest as well should it remain trapped in the dark. Or misplace its head, perhaps?
What are we talking here?
Thank you, Karlak.
Lemur? Pit fiend? Orthon?
Getting warmer. Warmer. Hot.
You overdramatic jerk. Are you afraid of this creature, Raphael?
Listen here, Pipsqueak.
Oh, struck a nerve.
Do not underestimate this opponent. At best, you will have the blink of an eye to strike.
Raphael, you don't have to
Strike
spit,
first,
okay?
strike true,
I can hear you, I'm not deaf.
odds, for they are distinctly in its favor. That much I owe the bastard to concede. And
the
don't
mask
think
slips
I've
back into
forgotten
place.
your tale, Astarion. When the beast is dead, I'll consider that payment enough to translate those scars of yours.
A fairer deal than I expected.
You wound me, Spawn. I always deal fairly. And will close this particular deal soon enough. Vanquish the beast, and all will be revealed.
Mm-hmm. I don't want anyone's weapon or musical instruments showing. Quit showing in cutscenes.
Dark Justicius, who fell long ago in service of Shah and Ketheric Thorm.
There's a bunch of them. Ooh, I want that. So, I'm glad Shadowheart doesn't mind me robbing all these graves. Ooh, some of these Shalunite graves.
Bet that will fit in my bag.
Alright, got the waypoint. I think I must stop here. I have work at 8. Ooh, a burlap sack. Don't mind if I do. Hopefully tomorrow I'll be able to play. I should be done, ideally, by early afternoon, depending on how a couple of things go. Observations on the Shadow Curse. This field research on the Shadow Curse was quilled by a cleric of the god of the morning sun, Lathander. They were not particularly clever or insightful in their observations, but whatever nuance is lacking in interpretation is made up for in spades with determination. It seems with an eager and hopeful heart, the cleric set out to reach the deepest... the deepest part of the cursed area to conduct an analysis, though based on these blood-smeared pages near the book's end, you guess they didn't get so far as they'd liked. I'm allergic to Lathander. Anyway, so, tomorrow, hopefully. Next time.
This place makes me feel sad. Melancholy.
Ah, so you're susceptible to the tragedy of a broken home. Maybe you've more in common with us weaker beings than you thought.
There's no call to be insulting.
Okay, so next time, Kuo-toa, and then this very long pathway west. Gosh, I'd like to go ahead and actually get to Moonrise Towers now that I'm looking at it. Maybe Kuo-toa and then Moonrise? I kind of like that. Kuo-toa, Moonrise, and then I'll work my way north. Kuo-toa, then Moonrise, then north. Alright. Oops, sorry, put your caustic band back on. 23, 21. Pretty good. There's 2 more merchants in there I'd love to steal from. then we'll take it from there. Thanks for tuning in. Have a fantastic evening, and I'll see you soon.